God, I come to you tired. Not polished, not poetic, just honest. I've been walking around with weight I can't always explain. Like I'm carrying things I didn't choose. Like something invisible keeps pulling me backward. Maybe it's the echo of someone else's decisions. Maybe it's words that were spoken and never lifted. Maybe it's pain passed down like bloodlines. I don't know where it all came from, but I know I don't want it anymore. That's why I'm here. Because I don't want this to continue. I don't want to hand these chains to another generation. I don't want to live a life tied to shadows I never invited. I remember the cross, not as a symbol, but as a turning point. Not as a religious decoration, but the place where everything ends and begins. Bring me back, God. Back to the place where real freedom was born. Back to the place where death was broken. Back to the place where every curse lost its power. I don't want to survive anymore. I want to be free. Search me. Show me what's still wrapped in fear. Show me the cycles I'm repeating without even realizing. Show me what I'm carrying that was never mine. Expose what was hidden. Unravel what was spoken. Untangle what got into my thinking, my habits, my blood. I give you permission to go deep, deeper than the surface, deeper than Sunday faith, deeper than appearance, deeper than performance. Tear it down, if you must, but don't let me stay bound. Break the agreements I didn't know I made. Break the lies I called truth. Break the stories I've kept repeating. Break the labels I didn't ask for, but somehow believed. I don't want to live under the weight of curses anymore. Not the ones spoken in anger. Not the ones whispered in jealousy. Not the ones embedded in my family line, my past, or my culture. I belong to you, fully, not partly, not on weekends, not just in theory, fully. And I believe the cross is enough, not just for forgiveness, but for freedom. Not just to cover sin, but to break chains. So do it, Lord. Move into every room of my soul, into the parts I've hidden, into the memories I've locked away, into the fear I've dressed up as logic, into the guilt I pretend I've handled. Let the cross rise over my life, not as an idea, but as authority, over my name, over my house, over my story. I declare, with everything in me, no more. No more agreements with darkness. No more silence when I need to speak. No more pretending I'm okay when I'm not. No more handing the enemy what you already paid for. God, let your presence flood me, not just to comfort me, but to cleanse me, to reset me, to make me new. God, I know freedom is not always instant. Sometimes it's messy. Sometimes it's slow. But today I say yes to the process. Yes to you, digging deep. Yes to you, rewriting what's been written in pain. I don't want to keep living by default. I don't want to keep reacting from old wounds. I want to respond from truth. Real truth. The kind you build from the ground up. Start with my mind. Clear out the clutter. The voices that don't belong. The lies I didn't even know I'd believed. Silence the internal critics, the ones that sound like shame, like guilt, like unworthiness. Teach me how to think like someone who's loved, like someone who's chosen, like someone who's already enough. And God, heal what's underneath. Heal what's hiding behind my busyness. Heal the fear that I'll always be stuck. Heal the places where I still expect to fail. I'm tired of calling myself broken and expecting that to be the final word. I'm tired of seeing myself through the lens of who I used to be. I want to see me the way you do. Let the cross speak louder than my memories. Let it speak louder than regret. Louder than bloodlines. Louder than fear. Louder than anyone who said I'd never change. Replace every lie I've lived with your truth. I don't want to manage my pain. I want to be free from it. And God, if I've handed pain down to others, if I've let my wounds become someone else's burden, forgive me. Help me make it right. Break the cycle with me. Let it stop here. Let it stop now. I want to leave behind a different kind of legacy. Not one of fear, but one of peace. Not one of silence, but one of courage. Not one of hiding, but of honesty and hope. Remind me that I'm not cursed. Remind me that I'm not disqualified. Remind me that the past has no vote on my future. Not anymore. God, breathe over my life again. Restore what's been lost. Rebuild what's been torn down. Renew what's grown cold. Let the cross be the turning point. Not just once, but every time I forget who I am. And when I'm tempted to go back to old habits, back to old fears, back to old labels, grab me. Pull me back into truth. Don't let me live small when you've made me to walk free. Even now, I release every weight I've been holding. The guilt I couldn't explain. The heaviness I called normal. The pressure to be someone I'm not. I give you my full yes. Yes to your healing. Yes to your authority. Yes to your process. Yes to freedom, even if it scares me at first. And God, thank you, not just for what you've done, but for what you're still doing, for not giving up on me, for being patient while I unlearn, for staying close while I break old patterns, for calling me free, even while I'm still learning how to live like it. God, now that you've broken what needed to break, I ask you to rebuild what's worth saving. Rebuild me, not as a version of who I used to be, but as the person you always saw beneath the pain. Let this be a holy reset. Let it be personal. Let it be real, not hype, not emotion, just the slow, steady work of healing. Restore my identity. Not the version shaped by failure or comparison or other people's opinions, but the one shaped by love, rooted in you, secured by the cross. Teach me to walk like someone who's free, to speak like someone who's healed, to think like someone who's not afraid anymore, not afraid of repeating the past, not afraid of never changing, not afraid of being too far gone. Cover my future, God. Let the path ahead be guarded, not by perfection, but by grace. Cover the places I'm still unsure about. Cover my decisions. Cover my relationships. Cover my family, my home, my dreams. Don't let what used to define me have the final say over where I'm going. I don't want to live out of fear. I don't want to be driven by pain. I don't want to follow the same patterns I saw growing up and just call it normal. God, I want more than survival. I want joy. I want peace that actually holds. I want faith that feels real when no one's watching. I want to build something that lasts. So I ask you now, not just for breakthrough, but for the wisdom to walk in it. Give me discipline. Give me discernment. Give me courage to make new choices and the strength to keep going when it's not easy. Surround me with people who speak life. Protect me from voices that drag me back into old places. Help me recognize when the enemy comes in subtle ways, in guilt, in shame, in false comfort. Let your voice be the loudest. God, if there are any open doors I've left, any habits, any spiritual compromises, anything that gives darkness permission to stay, help me close them, seal them, surrender them. This is not just about a moment. It's about a new way of living, about learning to walk as someone who's free every single day. So when I'm tempted to return to the old, remind me of this moment. When shame whispers again, remind me of who I am. When I feel alone, remind me that you never left. This is my new beginning. This is the ground I'm reclaiming. This is the moment I say, no more pretending, no more hiding. This is the day everything changes. God, I'm not just asking for a moment of freedom. I'm asking for a lifetime, a new pattern, a shift that lasts beyond this prayer. Because I know life will come at me again. There will be pressure. There will be temptation. There will be reminders of who I used to be. So I ask you now, be my defender. Be my covering. Be the one who stands between me and every voice that tries to pull me back. Put your presence like a shield around my mind. Let your peace guard the door. Let your truth block out the lies. Let your voice drown out the noise. If there's anything that tries to revisit, shame, fear, addiction, guilt, trauma, let it find the door locked. Let it find a different person inside. Let it find a heart no longer willing to host darkness. And Lord, don't just protect me. Protect my house, my family, my future children, if I have them. Protect the generations after me from what tried to destroy me. Let this be the place where it ends. Let this be the line in the sand. No more curses passed down. No more secrets hidden. No more, that's just the way it is. Let my legacy be healing. Let my legacy be honesty. Let my legacy be faith that breaks through fear. And when I start to forget, because I will, remind me gently. Pull me back without shame. Walk me back to the cross again, where this whole journey began. Teach me how to protect what you've planted, to keep it watered with your word, to guard it with boundaries, to tend it with truth, and surround me, Lord. I don't want to do this alone. Send people who understand freedom, not just the hype of it, but the discipline of it. Friends who will call me higher, voices that echo what you say, not what culture says. Let my life become proof that freedom is possible, that curses can break, that shame doesn't get the last word, that the cross still changes everything. And when people see me, I don't want them to see strength that comes from me. I want them to see scars that point to healing. I want them to see joy that came from ashes. I want them to see peace that didn't come cheap. Because what you did at the cross, it's not just the story of what happened to you. It's the story of what can happen in me. Let that story keep unfolding. Not in perfection, but in progress, in grace, in moments where I fall, but now know how to get back up. God, I don't want to just thank you and move on. I want to carry this with me, deep, real, permanent. I want to wake up tomorrow and walk like someone who's truly free. Not perfect, not finished, but free. So here I am, Lord, not just for rescue, not just for relief, but for renewal. You have all of me now. The broken parts, the healed parts, the dreams and the memories, the questions and the answers I still don't have. Take it all. I surrender my past, everything that happened, everything I did, everything that was done to me. I give it to you, not to hide it, not to ignore it, but to redeem it. I surrender my future, every fear of falling again, every lie that says I'll repeat the same patterns, every voice that says I don't deserve good things. You're in charge now of what I carry, of what I pass on, of what I become. And God, I thank you. Truly, honestly, deeply, thank you for not leaving me in that place, for not being silent when I cried out, for finding me in the dark and calling me out by name. You never stopped fighting for me, even when I gave up, even when I thought freedom was for other people, not me. You still came after me. And now, here I am. Not because I fixed myself, but because you met me at the cross. The cross. It's not a relic. It's not a memory. It's not just a moment in history. It's alive in me now. It speaks when I forget. It defends when I'm weak. It holds me when I can't stand. Because of the cross, I am not cursed. I am not bound. I am not lost. I am blessed. I am free. I am chosen. I am yours. So I walk forward now. Not in fear, but in faith. Not dragging chains, but carrying light. Not hiding who I've been, but testifying to who you are. And if I ever forget this moment, if I ever try to pick up what you already broke, remind me of the cross. Not as a story I heard, but as a life I now live. Let that wooden beam become the frame of everything I build. Let that sacrifice define every relationship I form. Let that love shape every word I speak. Let that power fuel every step I take. I don't need to prove anything anymore. I don't need to earn what you already gave. I don't need to fight battles you've already won. I am free. I am covered. I am yours. Forever. Amen.